and given more information about scientific research, how it will involve, how it will work. So what about other commerce students are there and art students are there? In point of view, how they can motivate towards the research, in your view? Because I am.
That I think that's an important question. I'm also a bit biased towards science because of my background. So I have emphasized more on science research. But I have of late learned that there is no strict demarcation or rigid boundary between arts and science. Especially after I went to Brunei, I've seen science students, I showed you the curriculum breakup, right? Science students are free to take arts modules. Science students are free to take commerce modules or say business modules. So it is not really rigid that you stick to your field. But I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate, we may not have that kind of flexibility in our systems here. So if you are an art student, I believe you only have to study arts, right? So, or a commerce, which in future with the NEP, it might blur a bit, which is good. So if you are science student, if you are art student, if you are commerce student, nothing can stop you from learning science. Okay, I have given you the examples of so many online repositories, online modules that you can learn on your own. And you don't also need not learn science if you're not interested. You can specialize in your own field, and there is a lot to do research in that area itself. And those modules are also available for free on the internet, in your own discipline, in your commerce, in your business, in your arts, sociology, whatever field you come from. The another thing that I mentioned is ultimately community is much stronger than an individual, right? So when you go into the workforce, you will be more or less working as a team rather than as an individual. Okay? So you need to be very good in what you're doing, be it arts or sociology or economics or science, in my view. You be good and then you are contributing it as a team. So there I think your knowledge will be useful. Hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, yes, madam. Yes.
Yeah. Right? So, because I had interned in his lab during my PhD, whatever opportunity I got to intern, I used to intern in people's labs. So, I think that is helping me answer this question now. So, Dr. Samir Damre, you can look for him. He's a very nice scientist, very nice person. And he's in National Institute of Oceanography. That is the only person I know, but there is a Mycologist Association in India, Association of Mycologists in India. So you can explore their website, and there are, I think, thousands and thousands of scientists.
Not on particularly on marine.
Marine, yeah. Then I think Dr. Damre, he is a mycologist and he works in marine sciences.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's the right person to approach in the beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Program in your university, and how I think you know how the teaching is going on here in India in degree programs. So can you just interrelate or any different?
Also do other courses, and in the third year you see they do these community service, incubation projects, entrepreneurship and all that, and they do presentations and reports on that. So that gives them an out of university experience while they are in the university. They are interning somewhere and they're making a report on that, they're making presentations on that. And some component is also, the credit is also given by the host instructor who is hosting these students. Okay? And if they're performing very well, then they get sponsored to go overseas for taking up modules. And in the fourth year, they have these final year project spread across 2 semesters.
4-year degree course?
Yes.
You are teaching degree there?
Yes. Degree, master's, PhD. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So thank you very much.
And Professor Pramod Hegde sir and Dr. Raghu sir and Professor Namrata madam to hand over the memento to Dr. Pooja S madam. And Professor Sandesh sir. Thank you all. He is in Marine Biology Administrator, Karnataka University, Postgraduate Center, Karwar. He published 4 research papers and done 2 major research projects. One project is still ongoing, and his specialization is fish harvest and post-harvest technology, marine pollution, ecotoxicology, marine biology, and marine ecology. And he is the member of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, New Delhi, nominated at member of KCZMA for Karnataka Coast 2017 to 2020, and member Sub-Regional Science Center, Karwar, and deputed as fisheries expert from Karnataka State to assist legal team to Karnataka assist legal team in Mahadayi Water 2017. And very warm welcome you, sir, and the session is over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for the opportunity. At the outset, let me thank all the organizers, particularly Vijay madam and Icon sir and entire team. See, from global, mostly I'll come down to the local now. I'll be targeting mostly on my students' friends. Because, I have taken some local examples and with reference to the Indian context, and I'll try to wind up in 15 minutes because hardly I have around 17 slides or so, because it's a high time for the lunch. Without taking your much time, I'll try to brief. See, need for research components at graduate level in India. So we have seen a lot of research in university level. Working in a university for almost from last 24 years, I have seen a lot of the ups and downs, like research, how exactly research is been done in Indian universities and what can be done at the undergraduate or the degree level. Next slide, please. Shivkumar Sabha, bartiralla? Remote is there. Okay. Which button? Okay. See, my talk, they comprises course-based research, particularly at undergraduate. Then, why is research important for undergraduate students? Small one. Then hypothesis and all, I think many people have spoken yesterday, today also. And particularly Professor Rane and that madam has spoken very well. And starting from Professor Moolimani's talk yesterday during keynote address, it was wonderful. To be frank with you, I learned a lot in the last 2 days. Let us see. Then it begins with revision of our curriculum. That is what I can see in our, particularly in Karnataka. And infrastructure, research, success story. You heard of the St. Milagris. I'm going to talk about it because that is basically originated in Uttar Kannada only. Then the skills needs to be taken up. See, in Indian context, research, when it comes to the research, what I understand is, students either he or she might be looking for pursue research as a career, take up research as a career, I want to go as a scientist abroad or in India, that is one thing. And second thing is, get a placement or a job, because our economy and all, it is some, because I don't think many students will come here for the, the passion. Most of our students, they come to get something out of it, to make career out of it. Keeping that into mind, we need to frame the policy because it suits more to our Indian construct. So then, see, at graduate level, what I understand is, it is difficult to do, the very sophisticated research at the graduate level. I would like to put it, you can introduce the students to a research. Because I have seen in my MSc, because I am teaching for our MSc Marine Biology students from last 24 years, and there are many students, there are around 16 students awarded PhD degree under me, under my guidance. what I've seen is, even at the MSc level also, students are not that serious. But for the graduate level, we can take small problems which are, which are there in surrounding to us, local issues, just take them to those industries. I have taken few examples of the Karwar or Uttar Kannada. We can give the exposure beyond the classroom. That's what I feel. We can tell them what is research is, how to do the research. Then they will have some, they conceptualize some ideas, and they can pursue the research after doing their masters or, somebody was asking, sir was asking, what about the commerce and the social science students? It's very difficult to separate all the streams. They are all interlinked. All interlinked. Okay. A guide to course-based undergraduate research. There are a lot of manuals or the programs available. Different, if you want to do something, there are methodologies. For example, in science, if you want to do chemistry, research in chemistry, biology, zoology, whatever it is, there are set parameters or set standards. We call it as a methodology or the reference. It's available. You need to read few articles in the similar field, how that problem is solved, whether that can be done in your laboratory. Do you have the facility? Based on that, you can take the decision and you can assign some component to the your students. Otherwise, you will not get the expected results. It will end up with the improper results. Then again, I think madam and all, they have spoken a lot about it. I don't want to repeat. This is again, there are the guidelines. For example, some students, I have seen some students, they come with some interest. Sir, I want to work on this topic. Recently, one girl came and she approached me. Sir, madam, sir, I want to work on the microplastic. Now there is a lot of issues going on about the microplastic because it has entered our food chain, water, everywhere. She wanted to work. I said, okay. Have you referred any articles? If you take a fish, you want to check how much microplastic is there in the stomach of the fish. Suppose you cut open the gut of the fish. After opening it, how you analyze? Because microplastic is less than 5 micron in size. Do you have a microscope or any other instrument to see that if there is a facility is there, if you have you need to look into it, practical feasibility. Then only she can come up with some results. Otherwise, she'll say that, sir, I have done for the 2-3 months she work, and then she say that, oh, I cannot continue with this problem. You suggest me some other issue. Like that. You should not end up with that. You should have to have a clear idea what you are doing. Whatever you have started, you end up with something. Because at the end, you should come out with some readings, some data, and you have to interpret and you have to tell something. Based on your findings or observation, this is what I can say like. Otherwise, you end up with, again, question mark after doing research also. See, why is research important for undergraduate students? Madam was rightly pointed out, because, in developed countries, there is a system, where the research is, the inculcated from the beginning itself. Now, see, in our system, we have seen NEP, New Education Policy. It started from the graduation level, which is wrong. It should start from the base. It should start from your 5th standard or 10th standard. Otherwise, simply you are introducing an NEP somewhere in the middle. Nobody is perfect, nobody is thorough. When you don't have the strong background, we are finding it very difficult to cope up with the NEP now in Karnataka University. You should have to have a strong base, then you can think of the new ideas and things. Let us see. Only the impacts and all will come to know after the next 5 years only. Otherwise, it's difficult to understand. As many delegates and the speakers, they have said, to take any issue, you should have to have a hypothesis. That means what exactly you want to do and what is required for that, whether you can do it or not, and at the end, what you are going to expect it. That's what the hypothesis says. Then, see, what I feel is, mainly with reference to either our Karnataka government or Indian government, we need to revise our, the curriculum mainly, syllabus what we call. At least small component. any visit, a small component so that the students can be taken to the nearby industry or factory. They will have some other knowledge, outside knowledge, that is, and it begins with allocation of some grants. Because without grants, you cannot take the students to the, because minimum grants are needed, that has to be. Then a possible upgradation of the laboratories. Let it be a science, commerce, or in social science, that infrastructure is needed, and feasibility of the research work. See, we should know what you started, you are going to get the expected result at the end or not. Otherwise, as I said, I have seen some students, after working for 6 months, then they'll say that, sir, I can't do this. Then they change the topic, they change the objectives, then it's a waste of time and the energy, etc. So I have taken one example here, because I'm a professor in marine biology. For example, we can think, there are a lot of, the water related, because one side we have the, the oceans, you have the Western Ghats and all. You can think of coral reefs, water quality management, historic sites, estuaries and wetlands. There are a lot of, the unexplored things are there around us, unexplored things. We have a Arabian Sea very nearby, we have the Western Ghats. There are estuaries where a river is meeting the oceans. You have got a very good, the mangrove plants, which is known for viviparity and all. Try to look into it. What type of sediment is there in the roots of the mangroves? Whatever is there nearby you, take the students, you just expose them, then show them how the root system works in the mangrove plants. Likewise, I'm just giving their vision, because something sparks in their mind. Students needs to be taken to the field visits, and there are the protocols are available for, if you want to do the research in chemistry, there is a protocol. In biology, there is a protocol. Set standards are there. How to measure the desired oxygen, how to do the salinity, everything. So only thing is you need to have that guideline and you have to stick on to it. So I have taken fishing industry. My dear students, fishing industry involves science research, commerce, as well as the social science. How? See, if you want to look into from the point of the science, you can study how the fish spoilage occurs. Why you need to put the ice? Icing, is it necessary to put the ice to enhance the shelf life of the fish? You can work. And compared to the poultry meat and other meats, why the fish spoilage starts at the faster rate? Suppose you take fish and put it in a room temperature, and similarly you take chicken, you wait for 6 hours. Which spoils faster? Definitely fish. Why? Moisture content is very high. What we do during sun drying, it takes out the water. What we do while salting, when we apply salt, it absorbs the moisture. Dried fish, there is a simple science involved in it. That is from the point of, the science. Then, what about the commerce? You go and interact with these people, fishermen, or the ladies who are selling the fish. What is their economy? Per basket, how much they are charging? Morning, there will be auctioning will be going on. Savalu ante ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Auctioning will be there. Per basket, how much they are paying, whether it is 500, 1000. When they sell it, how much profit they are going to get it per person. From that, how much she is going to save it. Whether she can meet her, the requirements of her home. There is a commerce is involved in it. Then, you have social science also in it. How? After selling, what is her socio-economic standards? Because of her business, whether she is contributing something to her family, because of her business, what has the education level, like this. You can have, we have done one small research in Agnashini. It was proposed by the KSIADC, Karnataka State Industrial Infrastructure Development. We did a survey on Agnashini River, wherein we saw number of fishermen depending on the fishery resources in Kumta, around Kumta only. Me and Dr. Shivkumar is here. We were there in the team. We did a survey and one PPP, public-private partnership. They wanted to expand the Tadadi port. In that context, we conducted the survey and we have given a wonderful report to the government also. What I want to tell you is, if you have a fisherman's here, there is a fish market here, whenever there is an excess catch, it is exported to either Mangalore or Kerala. where it is processed and exported in frozen form. Just take the students and just work the economics, what is involved in it, how much money is involved in it, these small, small things. You need not to take them to the 100 kilometers and all. A lot of business is done here, being, the working in coastal place, you can do a lot of research. And there is one Skyline hatchery in Kumta only. One of my seniors, they were running this hatchery, I don't know if it is functioning or not. They produce prawn seeds, what you call shrimps. Konkani, I don't know, sunkat or I don't know what they call. Shrimp seeds they produce. And seeds are exported to the earlier they used to export it to the even east coast of India. Most of the example, this is a big setup, hatchery setup, production of the seeds and exporting to the all across India. You just go there and see what they are doing. Science is involved in it. There is a commerce involved in it. All you can do. See, your requirement is different and you get it there. Interact with them. You take the data. Try to study. By doing so, you will get an idea of how industry functions. See, ultimately, the purpose of research is, as I said in the beginning, you want to pursue as a research, as a scientist, or you want to seek a job, or you want to be an entrepreneur. You can have your own setup. Start a hatchery or shrimp farming, prawn farming, whatever you want, you can do. For that, you need to have a first-hand practical information. Otherwise, as Madam rightly pointed out, we'll end up with the loss or the misery. Then, yesterday I was referring some the articles. What is it? Spice Board near Kumta. Aganashini Sambaru Belegara Utpadakara Sangha. There is a big building that is set up in Kumta only. See, what are these spicy items they are producing? What is their market? Where all they are selling? What is their profit? See, you can take a local issue and you can educate our students. You can encourage, because there are a lot of things. Lot of things are available around us. I am just taking local examples just to help my student friends. Likewise, the teachers are coming from different regions. You just search for the different industries. There are different setups working around you. You will come to know. Take the students, assign small components. Because I have commerce also, MCOM is there in my center, MSc MCOM and the students are coming with all secondary data, not the primary data. They go to the bank, take some log sheet and write down and they come, sir, this is my project work, this is my dissertation work. If you ask them, there is no primary data available, they don't know much, just go to bank for a week and all, just note down and their project is cleared with the so and so marks. That is not at all needed. You are just, it's like a copy paste or cut paste like. You should have to have a primary data, then only you learn something that will help you a lot in the long run. So this is one thing you can do to our local students. Then the another local issue I have taken, this is local industry. Arecanet marketing in Kumata, Sirsi, Arecanet. Nearby Sirsi is there, Kumata and surroundings. Areca is grown to the larger extent. And there is an association also. Just take the students there and just let them see how much is the farmer is investing. How much the profit he is getting, how much he struggles, what all the things involved. You get all, and what is the economic status of that farmer, how much he is earning per year. So students will get an idea and they can think whether he or she can continue with the Arecanet business or not, or they can get into the fishing business or not. Likewise, you can have your, take local problem and try to look into it. Then another interesting thing I have seen in Uttar Kannada district is, there is a Saint Milagris Savarda Cooperative Society, a success story. I think there is a branch in Kumta also, 1 or 2 branches. The person, the founder, I know the person very well, George Fernandez, he is the present. He started with very small amount, now he has 111 branches and is spread in 9 districts, and he is doing more than, the 100 crores of business. A huge business, just in a span of just 20 years. Just go and talk to him once. He is very gem of a person. Sir, how did you do that? He'll tell. Sir, I started with this. First year, the story is like that. That is what is needed to our students. Otherwise, we will be bookish. Just reading just from the point of examination, and our system is learning to forget. Read, write exam and forget. Then next semester, new thing, learn it, forget it. Then application of knowledge in the field, in the life, that is very less, that's what I have seen here. So, if possible, see, some of the, yesterday one of my friend shared this in WhatsApp group, though I thought I just included it. I prepared some other slides. After listening here, yesterday all the presentations, yesterday I sat and these slides, all the slides I prepared freshly. Because otherwise it will be a repetition like. I never wanted to, bore you or tell the same thing. See, there are taxes, how the taxes are, for commerce students. Suppose what is my salary, how much tax, what is the firm, how much tax it pays, etc. Then coding, decoding, a lot of, some software. Then I have seen in Japan, there are, videos. I have not gone, where, kids are involved in, the sowing the seeds, growing the crops, and they'll come to know how much, the pain is there in growing in crop and all like. Then, the cooking is there, insurance, basic home repairs, self-defense, and there are a number of things. So these are the small things we have to teach our kids at the, either high school or the college level, because in one or the other way, they'll come to our help. Yesterday, one madam was saying, if while going somewhere, IIT professor madam, she left now, she was referring, you are traveling somewhere and if suddenly your car stops, it doesn't work. You need to have some basic knowledge. Otherwise, you need to wait till the mechanic comes or, somebody comes and attends, otherwise we'll be there on the road itself. So, some of the small things we need to inculcate or we need to educate our, So, at the end, make provision in curriculum to incorporate research-based components or the necessary changes in the syllabus. And I request Aikenar sir and the madam, the proceedings of this seminar has to be properly put and the recommendation has to go to the government, because whatever the deliberations we have done yesterday and today, some of the the purpose of the seminar should be served. Proceedings should come in a proper way so that the government can think in this direction in future, so that they can change the curriculum, they can think in a direction of the making better infrastructure facilities in the colleges, so that the purpose for which this seminar is arranged, that is served. So that's what I wanted to tell. I don't know what was your requirement, but whatever it came to my mind, I just cleared. If you have any queries, I'll try to clarify the things. Thank you so much for listening to me for last 20 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. The forum is now open to the question answer session.